Okay, class. So let's restart. Okay. You can listen to me, right? You can see the PowerPoint. Can. Okay then. Thanks. So if any problem, please tell me earlier. Okay. So this is a long story again. Okay. So recap back what you learned yesterday. So yesterday we talk about what? We talk about photon. We talk about photon. Maybe I show you the word file to recap. Okay. So yesterday we talked about the energy of a photon, the part one. We talk about photoelectric emission, electron, halfway. So today's lesson is I want to cover the two, another half to go, and cover the third one. There's three. Okay, so photon you learn is HF, and we learn about photoelectric effect. These are the photons, photoelectric emission, release of electron from a metal surface when electromagnetic radiation is exposed. And this experiment gives lots of problem. Three evidence was found, many evidence actually. The three evidence is what? The second one. The what? Sorry. Okay, the second one. The existence of minimum frequency was found, but wave theory predicted any frequency can release electron. Second, the fifth one, time lag. There is no time lag, but they predicted they should have time lag. Okay. Third, the fourth one, the maximum kinetic energy is found to be dependent to frequency and not intensity. In other words, the release of electron is independent of intensity. It just depends to frequency. Okay. Then we talk about Einstein's idea. Einstein said HF equals to work function plus EK max. This is where we stop that day. Okay, EK max. HF equals to work function times EK max. Work function is called bonding. Actually, practical term is bonding. This explains the three problem. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to continue from there. Go back to the slide. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so HF equals to work function plus kinetic energy. Okay, so although Einstein explains this formula, but Einstein tells a story from his imagination, from his IQ level. He think that this is what should happen in the background in the electron, but he don't have proof. Okay, he don't have proof. He can write. Any scientist can tell a story. Theoretical scientists, they will come out with a storyline, a theory behind what should happen in the microscopic level, because nobody seeing that what happening inside. Okay, but to prove this, you need data to prove it. Is it this correct or wrong? Okay, so the problem faced by science world is to prove this equation. We know that frequency can be calculated, HF can be calculated. Frequency can be calculated. Work function, we are unaware how much is the work function of the plate. Another problem is the kinetic energy of the electron comes out also. We don't have idea how to calculate it. So too many data is like unknown. Okay, we don't know the bonding of the plate. We don't know how to find the kinetic energy of the electron which is coming out. But the only thing we know is the frequency. Only thing you know is frequency. So how to prove this formula? Is correct or wrong? Okay. So Einstein wrote this in 1905. In the year of 1905, he wrote this theory. In 1915, about 10 years later, another scientist came, Millikan. Millikan. I think maybe some of you heard of. Anyone heard of Millikan? Millikan. So Millikan is another scientist. Millikan he said. Actually, Millikan not want to help Einstein to prove, but Millikan want to show that Einstein is wrong. Okay, at that point of time duration, I think Einstein is very dominant. Whatever he said, people, it looks like correct, but Millikan want to show that he's wrong for the first time. Einstein. But unfortunately, when you do this experiment, he found that unfortunately Einstein is correct again. So then it led to getting the Nobel Prize. Okay, so Millikan said, I can try to show this, is it whether it's correct or wrong, because he said he able to calculate the kinetic energy. He said, we can calculate the kinetic energy of the electron which is come out. Okay, he said the kinetic energy comes out. We can calculate this kinetic energy by using electric field. By using an electric field. That's what his idea. Okay, so how electric field can be used to calculate the kinetic energy? Okay, what he said is this. Okay, let me clear this. Okay, Millikan say that. Okay, you have a metal plate. Okay, the energy hit the target. We know according to Einstein, E said is hf. Okay, so the bonding we don't know. Okay, when the electron comes out, the kinetic energy comes out. Millikan said we can find this by using a electric field. By using electric field, you put a plate here. The metal is to be another plate. Okay, he connected to a power supply. Okay, a power supply, because this is the electron. This plate, he make it. He can make it. He make it cathode. Make it cathode for the sake of finding the kinetic energy. I make it cathode. So, and therefore, he put a plate battery like this. Okay, okay, yeah, and this voltage can be varied. Can be varied. This voltage is calculated. Voltage is calculated. Okay. So according to Millikan, he said, and the electron comes out from the plate. The electron, according to theory, they said the electron will come out, will have a range of kinetic energy. It will have a range of kinetic energy. The kinetic energy will be in a range. Okay. One past year they asked why it's in a range. Why this is in a range? Because the electron comes out bonding at the surface. Electron at surface, okay, will tend to have a smaller bonding than the electron in the inner surface. Okay, electron in the inner surface. If you have an electron in the inner surface, the electron need more energy to come to the surface. So the according to HF equals to work function plus kinetic energy. The amount of energy, the bonding must be more. So the kinetic energy when it comes out will be quite small. Okay, so the electron which comes out from the surface will have a greater kinetic energy. So the electron which comes out found to be as a range of kinetic energy. Okay, so Millikan said when the electron is moving forward, all of them moving forward after release, all the electron moving forward, but in reality, some electron might move to the side. They might move to the side. Okay, they come out from the electric field. Some might move straight. Okay, some might move straight. The one moving straight, some left greater kinetic energy, some left a smaller kinetic energy. Depend where the electron release. The surface will have a greater kinetic energy. Okay, so Millikan said we apply a cathode. We apply a cathode opposite direction. Okay, when you apply a cathode, what happened? When you apply a cathode, what happened? The electron, when move forward, which slows down, will get faster. Electron is negatively charged. When move forward, this is the cathode. This is also negative. So what happened to the electron? Electron will slows down. Electron will slows down. Okay. When the electron slows down, you have a milliammeter here. Okay. The current flow, because the electron will reach this plate normally. If you never keep cathode, the electron will reach this plate. The electron will get into the wire. It create current. This is called photocurrent. Okay, photocurrent. Okay. So what is current defined as? Rate of flow of charge, right? How much of charge flows in a second? Let's say the electron without cathode, 1 million electron reaching the wire, result to a current. When you place a cathode here, and the cathode apply a certain voltage, maybe you give a 1 volt, let's say, the electron will start to slow down. So the most energetic one definitely will reach the wire, but the one less energetic one can't stop reaching the wire. That means what happened? the amount of charge reaching the wire will decrease or increase? Will start to decrease, because the less energetic electron cannot reach the wire. More energetic will reach the wire. So what happened to the current here? The current, the milliammeter, will decrease, will start to decrease. Okay, the current will start to decrease. Okay, so Millikan increase this voltage. He increase his voltage. Okay, 1 volt, increase it slowly to 2 volt. Increase it. When increase it, what happened? The intermediate electron kinetic energy also will start to stop. Cannot reach this plate because repelling force. But so Millikan just want to find the voltage. The voltage, maybe I don't know how much. The voltage, this is called stopping voltage. Stopping voltage. Increase the voltage until one value of stopping voltage. The current here for the first time going to become 0. And the current first time becomes 0 means the first time the minimum voltage. The current becomes 0. That means what Millikan understood, that the most energetic electron, the E with EK max, the maximum kinetic energy of the electron, was finally reached the plate, but about to reach the plate, the electron has been repelled. Okay, that means according to Millikan, he said whatever kinetic energy possessed by the electron is equals to your AS knowledge. The change in kinetic energy will be equals to the work done by the field. Work done by the field. So the kinetic energy, we call it EK max because Millikan only able to measure the EK max. The EK max of the electron is equals to the work done by the field. What is the formula work done by the field? Anyone? Work done by the electric field. QV, right? Charge times voltage, your AS knowledge. So Millikan said the kinetic EK max is equals to EV. Q is E, charge. V called stopping potential. VS, stopping potential. It's called special name, stopping potential. What is stopping potential? The potential required to make the current become 0. That's called stopping potential. All electron has been stopped from reaching the plate. So Millikan said this EVS is the kinetic energy of the electron. So he said kinetic energy can be successfully found. Okay. Any questions from here? No questions, So remember, so Millikan, how we find the kinetic energy? By using electric field. So how we can find the kinetic energy? By creating a cathode opposite to the metal plate. Okay, this is a metal plate. This is a metal plate. Metal plate. Okay. So how we calculated? EK max equals to work done by the field. Why EK max happens? Very famous. Why EK max? Why EK max? Because the electron has a range of kinetic energy. The one inner shell need to have some energy to come to the surface. So its kinetic energy lower than the kinetic energy possessed by the surface electron. Okay, when they released. So therefore they have a range of energy, a range of kinetic energy. Okay, that's why EK max. You only can measure the EK max. Okay, so now let me erase this. Okay, so now what Einstein said, HF equals to work function plus EK. So this is Einstein. Millikan want to prove this. Actually, in his mind, he want to prove it wrong. So frequency, you can calculate by using the source, the light of sources. You got a metal plate. The light of sources they use, they know the frequency of the source. So frequency, okay, we can find. Work function, we don't know. But now EK we know already. EK is EVS. Okay, EVS. So we know EVS. Okay. So now Millikan he collect data. Okay. He varied frequency. The light reaching there, the frequency is varied. He raised the frequency. He find the stopping potential. F versus VS. He collect data. Okay. So if this is correct, you make Vs, then he plot a graph Vs versus F. He tried to plot graph Vs versus F. Why plot Vs versus F? Because if Einstein is correct, arrange the Vs, arrange this formula in terms of y equals to mx plus c, y equals to mx plus c. What do you get? What do you get? So he arranged EVS to the left, and it's going to be HF minus work function, right? Arranging. So Vs is what? H over EF minus work function over E. Okay. So Millikan said if Einstein equation is correct, that means this arrangement should be, this is how the arrangement should be arranged. So this arrangement, he got the data of Vs and F. He got the data of Vs and F by using y equals to mx plus c. Okay, h over e is constant. H over e is constant. This is constant, right? This is constant. What? This is constant. Okay, Planck is constant. Electron elementary charge is constant. So this is constant. Work function and E. Work function and E must be constant for the plate, for that particular plate. This work function is the work function for the electron at the most closest to the surface. Electron at the surface. The work function. Okay, is constant. So according to Millikan, okay, these two are constant. So y equals to mx plus c, m constant, c constant. It must be a straight line. If we plot Vs F versus F, it should give us a straight line. Okay, so when Millikan plot this data, he collect the data, he checking Vs versus F. Finally, he got a straight line. Okay, a straight line was formed when he collect data. So Vs versus F got a straight line. So because it gives a perfect straight line, then Vs was linearly related to F, then this equation was validated in 1950. Okay, Millikan proved that Einstein is correct, but he was not happy. He was not happy because, okay, he got a one straight line. Okay, he repeat the experiment. With replacing the metal plate. The metal plate he used just now, the metal plate he used just now, he used a metal plate which has a different type of bonding. The electron was bonded maybe more stronger. Okay, so if the electron was bonded with a more stronger, how the new graph should happen? This first graph happened for a, let's say, for the first metal plate 1 as a work function of 1. Okay, you choose another metal plate which has a work function 2. Okay, let me different color. It has a work function of 2. Okay, greater. I assume that the work function 2 is greater than the work function 1. How the graph should look like now? Anyone? Use your linear law. Use your linear law. Check this formula by the Einstein. Y equals to mx plus c. If work function change, what will change? Which value will change? Is it gradient going to change?
Y.
Yeah, the y-intercept going to change. The y-intercept should change because only y-intercept affected by the work function. Okay, the gradient should not change. Gradient is Planck divided by E. Only we change the work function. So if the work function is big for work function, the phi 2 is bigger. That means the C must be bigger. Should be bigger. Okay, so the graph must have a greater y-intercept. Okay, greater y-intercept. I couldn't draw this line here. Let me rub this. Okay. Okay, so let me. Okay. Okay, see, I draw here better. So Vs versus F. Okay, the first original line was like this. Okay, was the rate and was like this just now. And if you extend it, this is the C. C is equals to the work function 1 over the E, right, from this formula. Okay, now if you go for the second one, theta 2, the C should get more negative. That means how the line should go, shift to the right or shift to the left, because should have more negative one when the theta the phi 2 is greater, so phi over E should get greater, more negative. So the second C must be lower here. Second C must be lower here. So if you extend the graph, the second graph should be like this. Okay. So this for the second work function. This for the first work function. This for the first work function. So Millikan thought if metal plate with a greater work function used, you should get a straight line where it shifted to the right. It should shifted to the right. So you repeat the experiment, and the same straight line with shifted to the right was formed. Okay, the gradient was found to be the same, and the thing is just shifted to the right. So now confirm, proof that Einstein theory can be accepted. Is explaining correctly in 1915. So Einstein idea was reported in 1905 by him. 1915, Millikan did an experiment, found to be Einstein is correct. In 1921, he was awarded as Nobel Prize, given a Nobel Prize. After 16 years later, after he wrote the photoelectric effect. Okay, 16 years later, he got a Nobel Prize. Okay, without Millikan, I don't think so Einstein will get Nobel Prize for photoelectric effect. Okay, Millikan eventually helped him. Okay, but poor Millikan, he did lots of work. Okay, he managed to calculate the kinetic energy, but Millikan got Nobel Prize too after that. He got Nobel Prize in 1923. In 1923, for what? For discovery of charge of electron. Charge of electron, 1.6 times 10 power negative 19 was found by Millikan by using electric field. Okay, so Millikan also is a very good scientist now. Charge of electron was found in he received a Nobel Prize in 1923. Okay, class, any questions about this? Okay, the appearance of the graph. This is very important. They will ask a lot in exam. So conclusion is, I'll clear this. Conclusion is, if you plot Bs versus Bs versus frequency. Okay, original graph theta 1, and let's say you have another graph with work function 2, and you have another graph work function 3. So which function is the largest? The work function of plate 3 must be larger than the work function of 1, larger than the work function of 2. But the gradient represents what? Gradient represents H over E. Gradient represents H over E. All will give you the same gradient. And this cutting frequency is called a special name, which I already introduced you, threshold. Threshold frequency. This is your threshold frequency. Threshold frequency. The cutting frequency required for the photoelectric to happen. Because lower than that frequency, electron does not release. After this frequency, electron release. Okay. If you extend this graph to your y-axis, this is your y-intercept. Y-intercept equals to what is that? Negative of what you call work function over the E, elementary charge. Okay. So we can go for this animation. You see the animation here. Actually, the total voltage and everything. This is how the Millikan was fixed. The metal plate. So first Millikan, what? Intensity was fixed. Okay. Okay, maybe give a certain light. Electron was moving forward. Okay, let me increase it. Okay. So okay, a little higher. Why never get faster? Okay. So the electrons are moving forward. The electron has a range of kinetic energies. The one moving faster is was released from the surface. Okay, so Millikan, you see at the bottom here, the battery voltage we can vary. So this is current was 0.102. the voltage, we want to make the right hand side plate as negative. So we make the voltage as negative. You see down here 0, 0, 0, no voltage applied, but electron still move forward to give a current. We give a negative voltage. If I give a negative voltage, see what will happen to the electron. The electron will start to slow down. See, I give a negative voltage. Give a negative voltage. You see the electron, I give a negative 0.4. I give a negative 0.4. See, the most energetic electron is slow down, but still able to reach the plate and give current. Current is getting smaller, 0.066. But some electron, the intermediate electron, which was released from the inner plate, they are as less kinetic energy. They were stopped. They were stopped and they move backward. Okay. So Millikan just want to find the voltage where the current becomes 0 for the first time. So he slowly pushed the voltage backward. So I put 0.6. Current still 0.048. So still some electron reaching the plate give current. So increase it. Increase it. You see the current. 0.03. I increase further. The current becomes 0 for the first time. So 1.2 volt. 1.2 volt. This was imagined. This should be the imagine in your mind. All electron come to the plate. Even the energetic one unable to reach the plate. They just for the first time they was repelled. So this 1.2 is the stopping potential for this plate. Okay, stopping potential for this plate. Okay, so now if you rise negative 1.2 more further, pointless lah, your current going to be 0. These all are not a stopping potential. The stopping potential is the minimum potential for the first time current turn to become 0. Current turn to become 0. 1.20. Okay, so this is how Millikan found the stopping potential. The EV is the kinetic energy of the electron. What kinetic energy? EK max. Okay, EK max. Okay, now we're going to add more. I go back to the slide now. Okay, class. So look at the whatever I told you just now. So yes, so HF over E. So this is what Millikan arranged, and he plot stopping potential versus F. He got a straight line. Gradient is H over E. Okay, and the y-intercept is work function over E. Okay. So now the collector plates is negative. If it is negative, I already told you, make the electron to lose kinetic energy to gain potential energy. So conclusion is the loss in kinetic energy, half mv squared equals to the work done by the field, EV. So from here they can find the kinetic energy. The current flowing through the circuit measured with the microammeter. Potential difference between the ammeter and collector measured voltmeter. The voltage between the ammeter and collector plates is gradually increased until current drops to 0. Current drops to 0. The potential which causes for the first time current drop to 0 called stopping potential, VS. The experiment is repeated, radiation greater intensity, but same frequency. This I haven't done yet. Okay, class, look at the last point. Last one I want to mention now. Okay, what will happen? What will happen when the intensity was raised, but the same frequency? The maximum current in the micrometer increases, but the stopping potential is unchanged. Why this can happen? Why this can happen? Okay, so they increase the intensity. They increase the intensity. What I told you last lesson, what intensity can do? If you raise intensity increase the number of photon or increase the energy in one photon?
Increase the number.
It just increase the number of photon. Intensity just increase number of photon. So just some. So imagination, your metal plate, okay, this, okay. First you give an intensity of maybe 2 milliwatt, I put in EV, 2000 EV per second of energy to release. If intensity rise to 4000 EV per second, okay, let's say one photon, the number of photon, one photon has energy of 10 EV, because photon energy is HF. So 10 EV. So 2000 divided by 10 and 2000 divided by 4000 divided by 10, the number of photon increase. You can imagine more photons reaching the plate in a second, per second. So what happened? But energy in one photon doesn't change. It's still 10 eV, because energy in one photon depends to frequency. We never change the frequency. The light we use, let's say, is a blue light. If it's a blue light, okay, let's say if it's a blue light, it's a blue light. Then the frequency of the blue light is fixed. So energy in one photon is fixed. But if you raise the intensity of the blue light, make the blue light more brighter, you must imagine it has more photons. It has more photons. So the number of electron here, maybe last time got 10,000, 100 photons reaching the plate in a second. If you raise the intensity, now maybe 1,000 photons reach the plate per second. So what happened? 1,000 electron will release at the same time. The 1,000 electron will flow here, so the current will rise. The current will rise, because current is what? Rate of flow of charge. More electron release, more charge flows in the wire, current will rise. The photo current will rise. Okay, but yeah, so rising intensity means rising number of photon. Okay, therefore current, photo current, the photo current rised. Okay, the photo current rised. This is intensity. Don't get confused. This is photo current. Okay, but what happened to the stopping potential? This is the question. What happened to the stopping potential? Okay, stopping potential is the battery connected here. The stopping potential here. Stopping potential is actually the kinetic energy possessed by this electron. Okay, the EK equals to the EVS. So stopping potential depends on the kinetic energy of the electron. But kinetic energy of the electron, is it affected by intensity? No. Kinetic energy of the electron is affected by the amount of energy in the photon, which is 10 eV, never change. Because you want to increase the kinetic energy, the photon energy, you must increase the frequency. How do you increase the frequency? Don't use blue light. Use the one source with higher frequency, maybe gamma ray. Use a gamma ray, then the kinetic energy can be raised. So in this case, using the same source, blue color, and you just rising the intensity, photo current rises, but stopping potential unchanged. Okay, stopping potential unchanged. Okay, so yeah, so that's what in the animation. See this animation. Okay, this animation is the stopping potential is negative 1.2. 1.2. You see, I rise the intensity. You see, I rise the intensity. I use a UV light now. I use a UV light here. A UV light, kind of a little blue. I rise the intensity. Use the top button. You see the intensity. You can change. I put the intensity higher. I am to the right. You see the what happened in the picture here. I rise the intensity. You see the diagram. I go further. Okay. So you see, I go a little and I put low intensity. Low intensity, I see number of electron very little. Low intensity, number of electron very little. Stopping potential still negative 1.2. Okay, rise the intensity, lot. You see, lot of electron comes out. Lot of electron comes out because more photons, a lot of electron release. But the stopping potential still negative 1.2 because the maximum kinetic energy is still the same. Okay, any questions? Okay, I hope you understand. Intensity never increase the kinetic energy. Therefore, stopping potential does not change. But intensity rises the number of photon. Therefore, more electron will come out. Might lead to greater current flow. Might lead to later current flow. You see, and the voltage I make it 0. Make it 0. Okay, make it 0 lah. It's 0. I put it 0. I never pull the electron. So you see, electrons are comes out. Current is 0.256 for a high intensity. You see, I reduce the intensity. What happened to the current? 0.256 will drop. You see, 0.188. I increase the intensity lower, the current will drop. Why the current dropping? Because the number of electron reaching the plate lesser. Why electron number reaching the plate lesser? Because less electron comes out from the plate. Why less electron comes out from the plate? Because the number of photons reaching the plate per second lower. Why the number of photons reaching the plate lower? Because intensity is lower. Intensity covers the number of photons released. Okay. Any question, guys? Okay, good. So yeah, that's the last point. So what is the last point? If the experiment repeated with a greater intensity, that means in your mind you must say more photons, more photons. And number of photons was raised, but same frequency. The maximum current in the microammeter increases, more current because more charge releases, but stop point potential unchanged. Okay. Now further, if F and lambda of radiation is kept constant, frequency and lambda kept increasing, the intensity of radiation does not change the maximum kinetic energy, the photoelectric stopping potential. Okay, increase the number of photon falling a unit area in unit time. Light intensity increases the number of photon only. The incident photon still imparts some same HF. So intensity of radiation kept constant, but frequency is increased. This is something new. This is something new. I never teach you this. This is a little difficult for me to teach. Okay, look at this line. Guys, look at this line. This is something new. For the first case, intensity is raised, but frequency is constant. Yeah, your number of photons rises. But this story, the third paragraph is intensity of radiation kept constant. I kept constant, but frequency raised. What will happen to the stopping potential and photocurrent? What happened to the stopping potential and photocurrent? The intensity is constant. Intensity is constant, but frequency is raised. What will happen to the photocurrent? Okay, let me go to the. This is okay. So what I say now? You have a plate. You have a plate here. Okay, the intensity was constant. Okay, intensity was constant. Okay, and what else? The frequency is raised. Frequency is raised. Okay, what happened? What will happen to Vs and the photocurrent? Okay, that's the question. Okay, so intensity constant means maybe you give out 2000 EV per second. Okay, but frequency is raised. If frequency rise means what happened to energy in one photon? Energy in one photon. HF. When frequency rise, so energy in one photon, what happened? Rises. Okay, energy in one photon rises. So last time the 2000 EV per second, the amount of energy reached the surface because of intensity was 2000 EV per second divided by HF. The energy of one photon. Okay, energy in one photon. Okay, you get what? You get whatever you get here. This is your number of photon. This is the number of photon. But now intensity is still 2000, but frequency has been raised. If frequency rise, what happened to the number of photon? What happened to the number of photon? Drops, right? Number of photon drops. Why? Because the energy in one photon is big. So the HF is big. 2000 divided by a big number, the value is smaller, so you get less number of photons. Intensity constant, but frequency rise. So what happened? So the number of photon drops. Okay, but because number of photons drop, the number of electron release also will drop. Okay, but the electron release, therefore what happened? Therefore photocurrent, what happened to the photocurrent? Therefore photocurrent, anyone? Therefore photocurrent is rate of flow of charge. So what happened to the photocurrent? Because charge drops, what? Charge drops because number of photon drops, number of electron drops, charge drops, so photocurrent will drop. So the current in the microammeter, the current will start to drop when you use the high frequency but same intensity. The current will drop. Okay. So if I want to show you the animation, see, we use the same intensity. I put the intensity like this, same intensity. You see the current is 0.118, 0.118 currently. So I make the intensity same. Okay, I rise the frequency. If I rise the frequency, sorry, there is a wrong in the animation. Okay, if I rise the frequency, the current should be the same. Current will be the same as shown in the and F increased, photocurrent remains constant because number of charges released is the same. Sorry, the animation that doesn't really works well for that. So current become constant. Okay, now question is, what happened to the stopping potential? What happened to the stopping potential? Increase or decrease? Anyone? So use the Einstein's idea, HF equals to work function plus kinetic energy. Okay, the frequency has been raised. Okay, so HF has been raised. Work function remained the same because the same electron from the surface. So what happened to the EK? EK will increase, right? EK will increase because one photon got loss of energy. So EK will increase. If EK increase, EK is same as stopping potential one. So stopping potential also must increases. Stopping potential should increases. Okay. So intensity constant, frequency rise, number of photon drops, number of electron release drops, photocurrent drops. Based on Einstein idea, EK should rise, stopping potential should rise. Okay, any question?
Can you repeat like why the photo current is the same?
Because photocurrent is the rate of flow of charge. How much of charge flows here? How much? Let's say last time for a lower frequency, maybe use a blue light. Okay, lower frequency blue light. You get lots of photons. Why lots of photons? Same intensity. So intensity same. Let's say 2000 eV per second. Use blue light. Blue light, let's say, led to a HF of 10 eV. The number of photon comes out how much? 200. So for blue light, 200 electron will release in a second. So in the wire, 200 electron will flow into the wire. So current is charge of 200 electron of charge divided by time. You get the photocurrent. Okay. So now, let's say this blue light, you rise to UV, make it UV. If you make it UV, the frequency rised. When frequency rise, what happened to the HF value? The HF value become maybe, let's say 100 EV energy in HF. But intensity is constant, still 2000. 2000 divided by 100, you get how many number of photon now? 2000 divided by 100. You get 20. So now you only got 20 electron comes up from the metal plate in a second. Last time was 200, now it's 20. So the 20 electron reach the wire, 20 electron the charge going to drop. So photocurrent will drop. Because photocurrent depends on the amount of charge reaches the wire. Can?
So it's drop or that or constant. So
Which one? Which one?
so it's drop. It's gonna drop.
Oh, okay. Maybe which part you
Yeah. Cause the
oh yeah,
constant-
yeah, correct. Yeah, there is a mistake here. The photocurrent should drop. The photocurrent should. Okay, yeah. This is the mistake in the slide. So this is going to be drop. It's not remain constant. Drop. Okay. So when the frequency is increased, the number of photon drops. So the amount of current flow should drop. Should drop. Sorry, the mistake. Okay. Any other part you don't understand? Okay. So increasing the frequency. Okay. Next part. This line. Come on, guys. Increasing the frequency will increase the kinetic energy of the photoelectron. Larger stopping potential, so reduces the photocurrent to 0. Okay. So yeah, so this is the idea. Okay, work function, I already told you. The work function, threshold frequency, minimum frequency required that could emit photoelectron from a material. The amount of energy is the work function. The work function is minimum energy necessary to remove an electron. Work function. Okay, guys, come on. One example. Look at the question. Look at the answer. Okay, so hope you understand this question. What is the maximum kinetic energy? They are asking for EK max. EK max ejected from a magnesium and is irradiated with the ultraviolet light of frequency of this. So the light frequency is this much. Okay, and the work function. The work function was given this. So what is the EK max? Asking what is the EK max? So the photon you get is HF, okay, because this is the frequency. So energy of one photon is HF. This is the energy of H photon. So we use Einstein's formula. So K max equals to HF minus work function. So photon energy minus the work function. The balance is your kinetic energy. This kinetic energy we say K max, always K max. Millikan only can find K max. So this is K max. Don't put just EK only. It's EK max. EK max. So 4 times 10 for negative 90. Okay, any questions from here? Okay, can okay, other one. Your turn. Guys, come on, give a try. For the first time, photoelectric question. 1 minute for you. Okay, conductor has a threshold frequency of this much. Okay, this is your threshold frequency. F0. So remember your HF equals to work function plus EK max. Okay, your HF is the photon. The work function we can put it in terms of threshold frequency HF0. HF0 is actually the work function. Plus EVS. We can put it EVS. Stopping potential times charge is your EK max. You can transform this, the first formula, into this. HF equals to HF0 EVS. Okay. So the threshold wavelength. So this is not threshold wavelength. Threshold wavelength is this. Calculate the threshold frequency. So F0 equals to V over lambda, but in this case C over lambda naught, because C is speed of light. So speed of light divided by wavelength is 0.85 micrometer in meter. I should be able to get your threshold frequency. Okay. Okay, so let me, next one. What is its work function in electron volt? How do you find work function? Anyone? Work function is actually HF naught. It's HF naught. You know F naught, you know Planck constant, so you can find the work function. Okay, but the work function you got by using HF naught will be what unit? Joule. It will be in joule. HF naught will be in joule, but they want in terms of electron volt. So how do you change joule to electron volt? Anyone?
Divide by the charge of electron.
Divide by the charge. Yes, good. Divide by the elementary charge. 1.6 times 10 power of negative 19. You get in terms of EV. Okay. So that should be your B. Okay, now come to C. The maximum speed of photoelectron emitted when the conductor is radiated from the blue light of the wavelength. What is the maximum speed of the photoelectrons emitted from a metal plate? What is the speed the electron was emitted? What speed? When the blue light, when it was shine with the blue light, when it shine with the blue light, how much the speed the electron comes out? Okay, so we go for the what formula? The Einstein formula is HF equals to work function plus kinetic energy, EK max. Okay, EK max. So we are looking for speed. Speed is the EK max law, right? EK max. So yeah, if you know EK max, you can find the speed, right? So do you know these two values? Yes, work function. You know what? Work function you get it from where? Work function is your B answer. Your B answer. And HF frequency. You know, this is frequency of the source. Frequency of the source. You know, wavelength of the source 0.49 micrometer. So HC over lambda to be used. Lambda should be 0.49 micrometer. Change to meter. So we get the HF. Work function, you know the B answer. So you can work out EK max. So whatever answer you got, you equate with what? Half mv squared. And the m is mass of what? Mass of the electron. Then you can work out the V. Okay, this the flow should be in your mind. Any part you don't understand here? Okay, so I hope you got the idea. Okay, so next slide, what I explained to you is the okay, whatever I explained to you is here. Okay, so the flow is there. So you must know Joule change to EV. Okay, another one question, guys. Come on, give a try. So what formula? How do you go about to get this answer? Calculate the work function. You want the work function. So HF equals to work function plus EK max. Okay. So we want the work function. A photoelectric experiment is beam light with 700 nanometer. So the plate was shined with 700 nanometer. So you know wavelength, so you can find HF already, the photon energy. HC over lambda. So lambda is the 700 nanometer. Okay, so what do you want? So instead on the metal plate, when the stopping potential is 1.5 volt, you know stopping potential, you can work out your EK max already. Okay, so what is your EK max? It's same as EVS, E times stopping potential. So E times stopping potential, just put 1.5, don't put negative, just the magnitude only is 1.5. Okay, then you can find the work function. You can work out the work function. Okay, this should be the flow. Any questions? Okay, so that's the solution. HF equals to work function EK max. So yeah, stopping potential rearrange, you get the work function. Okay. Okay, this is the last one. This is a tricky one. Okay, look at the graph. Okay, this is the graph. Kinetic energy max versus frequency. EK max versus frequency. Okay, EK max versus frequency. The one I plot earlier is stopping potential versus frequency. Okay, so this is the metal plate. This is the graph they obtained. The first question: which aspect of the graph could not be explained with the wave model of light? Why this graph? Which feature of this graph was opposed the wave idea? Anyone? Which feature of the graph opposed the wave idea?
The threshold frequency.
Very good. The threshold frequency. The existence of threshold frequency. After a certain frequency, no emission of electron because no kinetic energy at all. The existence of threshold frequency is one of the evidence. It's against the wave idea. Wave state, any frequency can emit the electron. Okay. The wave model of light could not explain why the maximum kinetic energy of this is another one. Maximum kinetic energy of photoelectron depends on the light frequency. And that's another one factor. We also could not explain why there should be a minimum threshold frequency. That's another one factor, like this is the threshold frequency, below which no photon electron has been emitted. Okay. Yes, another one problem is the EK max is found to be proportional to frequency. But wave state, kinetic energy not dependent to frequency, say depend to intensity, wave idea, but field here. EK max found to be proportional to frequency. Okay, B, what's the answer? State the threshold frequency and otherwise determine the work function. Threshold frequency is this point 1.5. So you can find the work function. How do you find the work function? H F naught is your work function. Threshold frequency times the Planck constant is your work function. So you get the B answer. Okay. Okay, C. Use the graph to calculate the value of Planck constant. Okay. This is tricky. You must be good in linear law. Okay, how you can find Planck constant from this graph? This is K max versus frequency. The one originally I plot is stopping potential versus frequency. So you need to go back the Einstein formula. HF equals to work function plus EVS. I put EVS. Okay. Or because they said kinetic energy, so EVS I just put EK. I just put EK. So here. Okay. So rearrange. EK is negative HF. Oh, sorry, made a mistake. HF minus work function, right? So EK equals to HF minus work function. This is the formula. Use Y equals to mx plus C. What gradient represents? Because frequency, so X is your frequency. So your gradient is what? The gradient is only H. The gradient is your H, only H. If stopping potential versus frequency, your gradient is what? H over E. So be careful. The graph can be changed. There are 2 or 3 types of graph. They keep on changing the y-axis. These are 2 common ones. They can go for wavelength also sometimes. The F, right? They can put C over lambda. They can plot 1 over lambda versus maybe stopping potential. Stopping potential versus 1 over lambda. Can. So use your linear law to compare them. Check gradient going to be what. Okay, not always H over E or H. It depends to what y-axis they choose. Okay, so that's the answer for C. The gradient going to be your Planck constant. Okay, D was the answer. what is the top stopping potential Vs when the ultraviolet light of frequency 3, this much of Earth radiates on the metal A? This is your metal A, metal A. So how much the stopping potential? So again, you go for HF equals to function. So you want to find what? You want to find stopping potential. So HF equals to HF naught EVS lah. You're looking for stopping potential. Do you know other informations? F is the frequency of the source, which is 3 times 10 power 15. F naught is how much? 1.5 times 10 power of something 15. Okay, then you can find the VS. Okay. Any questions so far about D? Okay, so if you can understand A, B, C, D, look for E now. Using the same axis above, sketch to represent the variation of maximum kinetic energy with F for a metal with a larger work function. So how the going graph looks like? Shift to the right or shift to the left? Shift to the right, right? It shift to the right. So shape graph going to shift to the right with a greater threshold frequency. This one has a work function greater than the work function of metal A. Let's say this metal B. So work function of metal B is greater than work function of A. Therefore, threshold frequency of B should be greater than threshold frequency of A. Okay, class? Okay. So let me go back to one pass here. Okay, this one pass here. Okay, I don't want to go all the questions. The question I'm going to focus is this question. Yes. Okay. This is speech for November 3. Okay. So let's we do together. Okay, have some answer in your mind. Okay, first one. Explain what is meant by photon of electromagnetic radiation. So what's the answer? So what is photon? It's a packet of energy. It's a packet of energy. Packet of energy. Packet of energy. 1 mark of an EM radiation. Normally EM radiation will be 1 mark, but they already stated it's a EM radiation here. Packet of energy of an EM radiation, where the energy, we need to get 2 mark, we need to get more points. Explain means to give more data. Packet of energy of electromagnetic radiation, E equals to HF, where the energy is proportional to frequency. Maybe this could be 1 mark. Okay. Okay, next, 3. What's the answer? B. So photoelectric provides evidence for the particulate nature of electromagnetic radiation. State 3 experimental observations that support this conclusion. What 3 observations that supports particulate nature? First, the time lag. There is no time lag in the emission of electron. Second, the existence of threshold frequency. Third, the kinetic energy of the electron is dependent to frequency. Okay. Yes, these are the 3 factors. Okay, the purpose I'm asking this question is the part C actually. Okay, class. Part C. What's the answer for C? Electromagnetic radiation of wavelength lambda and intensity incident on a metal surface cause an electron to be ejected per unit time. Maximum energy is Emax. State and explain the effect, if any, for N and Emax when the intensity is reduced by half, but the wavelength is unchanged. What happened to N? What happened to Emax? What happened to N? Yeah, so N is halved. So n is dropped, is it? Dropped or raised? N is dropped.
Drop.
N drop. Yeah, n drop. Intensity drop. We say n drop. N drop. N drop with one condition. Frequency must be constant. Frequency constant. So n drop. Emax. Yeah, guys. What happened to the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy. Constant. Yes, wavelength is unchanged. Wavelength is unchanged. So wavelength is unchanged. Wavelength no change. Therefore, frequency never change. Therefore, energy in one photon does not change. So Emax is constant. Okay. So fine, good. So those who get n drop by half, Emax unchanged, you got the answer. But you should know the reason behind. Photon energy never change, and so on. Okay. The tricky one is the part 2. Let's see who get the part 2. Wavelength is reduced, but intensity is not changed. What happened to N? What happened to Emax? Wavelength is reduced. Wavelength reduced. Wavelength reduced means frequency has been raised. What happened to N? Intensity was not changed. Anyone? What happened to N? Okay, how to do this? Intensity is never changed. Okay, as I said, intensity going to determine the number of photon, but not only intensity determines number of photon. That's the point I'm trying to emphasize, tell you here. Not only intensity determines the number of photon, frequency also affects number of photon. Do you realize this? Okay, just you realize. So how frequency determines the number of photon? Okay, just for a while, the point I like to emphasize here. Intensity means I always tell like a cake story. Just like a cake story. Imagine your intensity. You have a cake, the size of cake. The size of the cake is your eye. Imagine it's like your eye. Okay, you cut into slices. Okay, cut into slices. Okay, the one slice is photon energy. Okay, imagine this like the photon energy. That means it's proportional to frequency. Okay, so cake, the size of cake is your intensity. The size, the cutting of the one slice of a slice is frequency. You rise frequency means you cut a bigger slice of the cake. You rise frequency means big slice. You rise intensity means the cake size get bigger. Okay, like that. This the analog. Okay. So now intensity is constant. Intensity is constant. Frequency has been just now what case? Wavelength has been dropped or rise. Wavelength has been dropped, right? So frequency is raised. So imagine the cake. What happened to the cake size? Cake size was unchanged because constant, but frequency has been raised. That means you cut a big slice or small slice, you cut a bigger slice. So what happened to the number of slices? The number of slices, or another word, the one analog is number of photon. Number of slices means number of photons. Number of photon drop or rise? Drops. So intensity constant, frequency rise, big slice, number of photons drop. But energy in one photon rises. Energy in one photon rises. Big slice means lots of energy. Okay, this is how it works. Okay. So another one, let's say intensity drops, frequency rises. What happened to the Vs and the number of photon? Intensity drops, frequency rises. Anyone? The stopping potential, what happened? Intensity drops, that means the size of cake get smaller.
Smaller.
Frequency rise, big slice. Last time the cake is quite big. Original the cake is big, and the frequency got this 5 slices, means last time you got 5 slices. Now frequency rise, so it means you want to cut a big slice, and I drops, that means cake size drop. So what happened to the number of photon? Number of slice drop. Last time was 5, now only 2. Okay, so number of photons means number of slices, so drop. What happened to the stopping potential? Rises. Stopping potential rises. Why? Because frequency rises. Frequency rises, HF rises, so EK max rises, so VS rises. Okay, good. Yeah, that's the idea. Okay, so what's the answer for this? Wavelength is reduced, but the intensity is not changed. So wavelength reduced, frequency rise. So frequency rise means you cut a bigger slice, but intensity is not changed. So you have the same cake. You have the same cake, but because frequency rise, you're cutting a bigger slice. So therefore, what happened to the number of photon? N.
Reduces.
N decreases. Reason you can tell is N decreases because number of photon decreases. Number of photon decreases. Yeah. But what happened to the Emax? Emax increases. Why Emax increases? Because frequency rises. That's good. Yeah. Okay, class. This is the final part of the photoelectric effect. Any questions? Okay. So, yes. Go back to the slide. Sorry, before that. Okay, I thought I want to do another part, de Broglie, but I don't want to back here. Might be very confusing. Okay. I leave the line spectra on Monday. Sorry, the de Broglie, the next lesson. So we have maybe another one class question, then we stop. Okay, class, come on, last question. June 2, question 7. Last question, first one. Electrons are emitted from a metal surface. Name the effect described above. So photoelectric effect. So, photoelectric effect. Okay, now EK versus frequency was plotted. Question. What is the threshold frequency of this radiation? How do you find threshold frequency from this graph?
You
extend the line. Yeah, extend the line, then you get the x-intercept, right? You just extend the line, take a ruler, just draw, extend the line. So where it cuts at the x, that's your threshold frequency. This is your threshold frequency, F0. Okay, good. Okay, but be careful with the EK. So EK versus F. As long as F, this is the threshold frequency. Okay, next. What a value of Planck constant? So gradient represents what? H or H over E. So HF equals to work function plus EK. So they plot EK versus frequency. So you rearrange EK equals to what? HF minus work function. So Y equals to mx plus C. Your X is your F. Sorry, X is your F, yeah. So your gradient going to be your H. So the gradient is your H. So find the gradient. That's your Planck constant. Okay. Okay, now that's your part 2. I don't want to calculate, but just the technique first. C, what's the answer? Draw a line to show the variation with frequency F of the maximum kinetic energy of the emitter electron from a second metal, which has a lower work function. So, lower work function, how the graph looks like? Shift to the left. Shift to the left. So something like this one. So lower work function. So this is the graph you should draw. Okay. Okay. Now D, give me the answer. Okay, so do you understand the question? Yeah? The kinetic energy of the electron is described as the maximum. As I told you, why they say always write EK max, why they put EK max. Suggests why the emitted electron likely to have a range of value. Why the electron will have a range of value in any frequency of the electromagnetic radiation tumor. So what do you have to say? Okay.
The surface is the highest.
Yeah. Again, the electron in the inner shell.
On the surface.
Yeah.
Has the highest EK.
Yeah. Okay. Then why it has a range? Why need to have a range? Because you have to talk the inner shell electron. Okay. You see the electron deep from the surface, deep inside the surface, needs some energy to come to the surface before it was released. So the kinetic energy will be smaller than the kinetic energy possessed by the electron at the surface. Therefore, the kinetic energy will be in a range. Okay, so what you need to blame? The electron is released from the deep inside the surface. You need to have some energy. You must do work to come to the surface. So the kinetic energy reduces. Okay, less than the kinetic energy of the surface electron. Therefore, it's in a range. Okay. Okay, class. So this is about photoelectric effect. So now the world come into a new idea. The light was which we assume which is a wave, got lots of proof which we thought 100% is a wave, but now after photoelectric effect, after photoelectric experiment, they found another character of the wave, which is the particulate nature. The particulate nature means they found the energy is found in terms of packet. It was found in terms of packet. The concept photon was restated, and they found that energy here was proportional to frequency. Energy in wave was proportional to amplitude square. So that's new idea. So now, wave. Now the EM radiation has two characters. It has wave character. It also has a particulate character. But everyday life we see EM radiation as a wave. But when you interact with matter, hidden character was revealed under photoelectric effect, particulate nature. So world was come to a big confusion. How wave particle, how they linked? Okay, how this wave can have a particle nature? Later, de Broglie explain, give a conclusion to this problem. Next class we discuss about de Broglie. He's another scientist who got Nobel Prize again. He explained this. To solve the wave, particle, and nature. Okay. Any questions so far? Quantum physics is a new idea. Go and try to look at the video again, the one I taught you today. So on Monday, this continues. Okay. No, any question?
No.
If no question, then we stop here. Okay, so only 12 of you, hope balance, they can see the video. Hey, class, see you.
Thank you.